Iran has sentenced to death 3 more people accused of killing members of the security forces during anti-government protests. The crackdown has had a chilling effect on the protest movement, which has largely subsided in recent weeks. But as the government proceeds with executions, anger towards the regime continues to grow.
It's the nights Iranians are most afraid of these days, because that's when the Islamic Republic carries out executions in prisons like this one in Karaj. People are gathering here to show their support for the inmates. Among the crowd, the parents of one of the prisoners, Mohammed Robatlu. The 22-year-old has been sentenced to death and transferred to solitary confinement, along with 18-year-old Mohammed Broughani, for allegedly killing a member of the Islamic Republic's armed forces. Robatlu's mother says the trial was a sham and that her son had nothing to do with the incident.
Everybody knows that. They deliberately put this in my son's prosecution file with the aim of hanging my son. That's not right. They're committing an injustice.
Experts agree, quoting official documents from the case leaked in October.
One of these 2 men that you just mentioned, Mohammed Robatlu, his court documents were leaked in October, and even there, just 1 week after he was arrested, you could see that the regime said, we need to execute him and we need to expedite this whole process so that he can be executed. And that was before any court proceedings, before anything even happened. So we can see that these executions are just purely to intimidate people and to stop the protests.
Instead, they're driving people onto the streets, also here in Berlin, where activists gathered in front of the German Foreign Ministry. They feel the government is not doing enough to pressure the Iranian regime, an assessment shared by members of parliament as well.
I think one very important thing is that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, they are responsible for the death and torture of the people that are protesting in Iran, and they must be held accountable. And Germany can not wait for other member states, but has to act on that. And the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps must be listed on the EU terror list immediately.
Human rights groups believe this could affect the Islamic Republic.
International reactions, pressure can still save Mohammed Robatlu and Mohammed Broughani's lives. But again, we know also that Iranian authorities need to execute, need to implement these death penalties to spread fear in the society, because they haven't managed to control the protests. Now, about 4 months, they're still continuing.
For the time being, mass protests appear to have slowed down in Iran, but anger is still mounting. In Karaj, protesters stood their ground despite gunshots being fired. And they vowed to be back, chanting, "Until the mullahs are gone, our homeland won't be free."